The IMF does not print cash like a central bank. What it does is far more insidious. When a country like the UK borrows from the IMF, it doesn't get a suitcase of banknotes. It gets special drawing rights, SDRs, a completely synthetic international reserve asset created out of thin air by the IMF in 1969. SDRs are not a currency. They are an accounting entry, a digital claim on a basket of real currencies, USD, Euro, Yuan, Yen, Pound. The borrower exchanges those SDRs for actual usable money from other member countries. In other words, it's the ultimate IOU system. The IMF creates new debt out of nothing, hands it over as help, and the borrowing country now owes real interest in real currencies that have to be extracted from its own people through taxes, austerity, or more borrowing. Rachel Thieves has not taken a direct new IMF loan. The UK last did that in 1976. What you're seeing is the markets and IMF influence punishing her policies. Higher borrowing costs, downgraded growth forecasts, pressure on gilt yields. The IMF doesn't need to lend the UK money directly anymore. The entire global debt web, bond markets, ratings agencies, City of London BIS, does the enforcing for them. Who actually gets the payments? Here's the dark part. When a country repays the IMF with interest, that money doesn't disappear into a black hole. It goes back into the IMF's pool and ultimately benefits the largest quota holders, the United States, biggest vote, then Japan, China, Germany, France, UK, etc. But behind the official members sit the real architects, the old banking bloodlines and the black nobility networks we've talked about. They designed this system post-World War II, Bretton Woods, the IMF World Bank, so that every nation on Earth is permanently in debt to a private, unaccountable, supranational entity. The interest payments extracted from British taxpayers, or any taxpayers, flow upward into the same debt-based pyramid that keeps every government on its knees. It's not helping poor countries. It's a global debt trap dressed up as international cooperation. How the trap actually works: country gets into trouble, often because of previous IMF advice or global shocks. IMF offers bailout in SDRs or hard currency. In return, the country must accept structural adjustment, cuts to public spending, privatisation, removal of subsidies, opening markets to foreign capital. The country is now deeper in debt, paying interest forever, while its sovereignty is quietly transferred to the markets. This is why Liz Truss was removed so fast. Not because the voters hated her, because the markets hated her unfunded tax cuts. The bond vigilantes and the system behind them decided she was a threat to the debt machine. The stock exchange, the IMF, the central banks, they're all tentacles of the same beast. Fiat money detached from anything real, 1971. Endless debt creation, and a small group of ancient bloodlines sitting at the top collecting the interest on money that never existed in the first place. It's not a financial system, it's a control system. The shield was always red, the game was always blood and compound interest. And every time a chancellor like Reeves has to dance to the tune of higher borrowing costs, you're watching the real rulers remind the visible politicians who actually runs the show.